Hello people I love, welcome to the Tube. A lot going on today on our show. Scandals at Wikipedia, Google's new logo, AirBNB for entrepreneurs, Waze, drones, selfies, splits, and more. Let's do it. On top of the tech news cycle, a dark day in the history of Wikipedia. Top editors of Wikipedia's English language site announced that they discovered and banned 381 user accounts for undisclosed paid advocacy. This vague term refers to a month-long investigation by Wikipedia's Czech user team to uncover accounts clogging the site with bogus articles for cash. The 381 banned accounts were active between April and August, but the nature and quality of the edits suggest that the scam had been going on for some time, states Wikipedia's blog post. The sock puppet accounts, as they're called, were essentially extorting their customers by creating a draft article, contacting their victim, and requesting a fee to publish the article and keep the page from being edited or taken down. That's disgusting. Google has come a long way over the years, but one thing remained remarkably simple: its logo. Yesterday, Google unveiled their new logo, easily its biggest change since 1999, when Google first cleaned up the lettering and settled on its 4 colors. So, why did Google decide to make the change? In a blog post, Google discussed how much technology has changed, how we interact with its products, and with the internet at large. It doesn't really settle on specific reasons that a redesign was needed, but it says that this logo should better reflect the reality that Google is no longer a site you visit on a desktop computer, but rather a huge collection of sites, apps, and services. Anyone can see that? Check it out.
When we were trying to name Google, we actually went through thousands of names.
The name of the company has now become its own verb in the dictionary.
Let's Google it.
You can Google it.
Put the Google on the internet machine.
6 simple letters on a plain white page.
Being able to do searches in any language about any country.
When you're putting in a question, they'd finish your question for you.
We have been working on organizing the world's information.
Our goal is to digitize all the books.
Today, Google announced Gmail. Email for everyone for free.
One of my favorite cards is the one that shows traffic data for your commute to and from work.
Think about how far Google has evolved from the 10 blue links.
We asked ourselves, how can we assist you right when you need it?
Okay, Google, call the Walker Arts Center.
It's not just desktops, phones, and laptops anymore.
Okay, Google, 유진이한테 5분 늦는다고 문자 보내줘.
It's watches with displays, car consoles with displays.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm not sure I would have noticed the change if all the press wouldn't talk about it, because, you know, it changes with the doodles and everything. That's just me. Now, DLD is Israel's biggest tech conference of the year. The yearly festival brings entrepreneurs and investors to come from all over the world, and the whole city fills up with exciting events. This means a lot of people are coming to town next week, and they need a place to stay. AirBNB, the world's leading communal platform for short-term apartment and room rentals, announced that it would be launching a new project named Entrepreneur Hosts Entrepreneur, promoting individuality and hospitality among entrepreneurs who are taking part in DLD. According to Airbnb, the new initiative will encourage startup execs and entrepreneurs in Israel to open their homes to international guests who are landing in Israel for the festival. Check the promo for this interesting initiative and get back to us for an even more interesting interview.
People like me just cannot ignore it. And this time, something new. Connection, immediate. That's what we do. It's a different world, but it's my world. Entrepreneurs host entrepreneurs. So natural. Get introduced. Get in the make. Everything is an opportunity. Everything. Life for us is a 24/7 ride. So always remember to stop, Appreciate where you are and who you are with. Belong anywhere. Yes, it's business, but it's also friendship.
With me in the studio is Sofia Giusu, Public Policy Manager for AirBNB. Let's host. Good evening.
Good evening.
So this initiative sounds very interesting. How did it come to be?
Well, it is fascinating, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, first, the idea came to being in lovely Spain, in Barcelona. We did it about 2 years ago for the Mobile World Congress, but it's actually the first time we're doing anything like that for an innovation festival in Tel Aviv. And let's face it, it's such an exciting destination to have entrepreneur host entrepreneur because there are so many brilliant startups here.
So how does it technically work? I'm an entrepreneur, I want to be part of the program and host entrepreneurs?
Well, it's a version of our platform, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to encourage startups and entrepreneurs who live in Tel Aviv and they have their house here to open it up for startup guests from other countries. Some of them are big names in the startup scene. We have the founder of Get Taxi hosting on the platform. And what we're trying to achieve is we're trying to invite and encourage a good mix of people from around the world to stay with entrepreneurs in Tel Aviv. If they're coming for the DLD Innovation Festival and the conference, which are going to be brilliant, then why not experience the real Tel Aviv? Why not see the reality of startuppers in the city as well?
You know, in the little promo we showed, we talk about friendship, but for me it sounds like another level of networking. Not only mingling at an event, but actually being at the apartment of someone you can work with.
Well, of course, isn't that important? I mean, there are so many stories of guests meeting hosts with common interests. I mean, this is why on our platform, people have profiles. And on those profiles, they can write a little bit about themselves and their interests. And you would be surprised how many times the host and the guest start a conversation through our secure messaging platform about what the guest would like to see, what sort of interests the host has, and how the guest can enjoy the city and the neighborhood a lot more.
You know, but the idea as it is, you know, entrepreneurs host entrepreneurs, musician host musician, it's not something that really exists yet. Is this something you're planning to do?
Well, who knows? I mean, we're very excited to do it for the DLD. We're very excited to do this for the innovation aspect of this city. But we are constantly evolving. I mean, don't forget, we are a relatively new company, and we are learning from our community and from our guests all the time.
You know, you're in charge of public policy. I want to talk about AirBNB's image, but before we do so, let's watch a little commercial you've done recently.
Sure.
Is mankind? Are we good? Go see. Go look through their windows so you can understand their views. Sit at their tables so you can share their tastes. Sleep in their beds so you may know their dreams. Go see and find out just how kind the he's and she's of this mankind are.
Yep, babies. You know, hotels really use things like what the room itself has to offer, what's the view, what's the facilities. But Airbnb's approach is more on the human aspect of the experience. Can you tell me a little bit about this strategy?
Well, let's face it, we're not just about a property. We're not just about a flat. We are about human connection. We are about local and authentic experiences. And what this ad is trying to show is our ethos, our way of viewing the world. We want billions of people across the world to be able to have a local and authentic experience, a real connection with the place they go to and with the people they meet. And that's exactly what we're trying to achieve.
But is it more branding or more reality? Because I would assume people want the nicest apartment for the cheapest price.
Well, you would be surprised. I mean, we research around our host community, but also around our guest community all the time. And we're finding really interesting things. Most people want to stay in a specific neighborhood. They have a pretty good idea of the sort of things they would like to see. And they really prefer staying outside the main hotel districts because they want to experience that destination as a local. I mean, I'm sure you have a favorite place, or you have a place where maybe your parents were telling you stories about, or a good friend where they grew up. I mean, that's what Airbnb offers. You can go back to that neighborhood. You can relive your personal history or your family history and discover new things along the way that are important for you.
You know, we mentioned hotels twice already. You certainly revolutionized the history. I'm assuming there's a lot of pressure from the hotel industry to fight Airbnb. How do you deal with that pressure?
Well, it's actually important to note that in the markets where we are strongest, hotel occupancy is at a record high. So for us to win, it's clear nobody has to lose. We just have to recognize that the more options you have for a destination, then the more people you can invite in, the more people can enjoy that destination.
So you're basically telling me hotels are not hurt at all by what Airbnb has done to the industry?
Well, the numbers do not show that we are hurting hotels. The numbers show that there is room for different options in terms of accommodation and traveling experience. I mean, what we are trying to achieve here is we're trying to offer people who want to have the type of experience that Airbnb offers, we want that to be available to them. Of course, if there are other choices, then that's legitimate. And to tell you the truth, it's good for any country and any destination to have a lot of options. I mean, isn't that more vibrant?
It definitely is more vibrant. You know, it seems there's a new genre lately in journalism called Airbnb nightmare stories. Why do you think the press is so eager to publish those sorts of stories? What's behind it?
Well, I've read those stories, and every single time, and it's very, very rare that something happens, it is very upsetting. I mean, it is very upsetting for me personally, it is very upsetting for the company, and we strive for 100% perfection. No market, no industry has that record, but that's exactly what we are trying to do. I mean, this is exactly why we have the tools that we have, the verified identity, the secure messaging. This is why we encourage hosts and guests to only use our secure messaging and payment system. But we're learning all the time, and we're learning from our community what they need to build trust. There is a peer-to-peer review system on our website. The platform works very closely with hosts to discover what they need, and we have a 24/7 customer experience team there to answer any questions, and if issues arise, to answer those as well.
Okay, that sounds very reassuring. Thank you very much for this lovely talk.
Thank you so much.
And enjoy the DLD convention.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on. Israeli-based social GPS app Waze, bought by Google a couple of years ago, is getting one big voice to convince you to listen to it. The latest celebrity voice calling out turn-by-turn directions in Waze is none other than our fave comedian, Stephen Colbert. You'll be able to hear Colbert's traffic directions until September 22nd, 2 weeks after his Late Show debut. For years, I navigated the roadways using a compass, sextant, and the guidance offered by the stars, Colbert said in a statement. But now I can just listen to my own voice introducing me on Waze. Here is Colbert driving while listening to Colbert. You should do the same thing.
Hey everybody, Stephen Colbert here, about to go for a drive with the help of my Waze app. Waze, the app you should look at while driving. I can even change the settings to get directions from a voice I can trust, Stephen Colbert.
You ready? I am. Let's go.
I am too, me. Let's go to work. And we're off. Feel free to remain perched on the hood of my car.
Keep left.
Good idea. I'll just put my turn signal on, and to save time, I will leave it on for the rest of the drive. I love Waze. I use it wherever I go. Post office, tattoo parlor, bank, tattoo parlor, liquor store, tattoo removal clinic.
Heavy traffic reported ahead. Ugh, traffic, my least favorite kind of jam.
Followed by apricot and toe. Guess I'd better reroute.
Funny, he's funny. That's it. Show's almost over. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new show of The Tube, i24news.tv. That's our website. And we'll say goodbye with Logan Paul. He's a huge Vine star and he does the splits. Goodbye.
Connection is available to